Have you been confused about the parking that's taking place in Vail with all of the changes? Well, we've got one of the Town of Vail council members joining me on the couch, Travis Coggin. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Now, I was confused about this. This is something you and I have talked about because I was like, what is happening? Why can't I park? I was there for an hour, but there are tips and tricks that people have misunderstood and gotten false information from all over the community. And so let's talk accurate facts about the parking.
Oh man, accurate facts are on the website. There's a lot there's a lot there. So, whatever I say, people should supplement by going on the Vail parking website. And the easiest way to get there is just Google Vail parking pass and click the link, because it's a pretty long link. It's got a lot of backslashes and stuff in it. But it has all the data. And so, this year, one of several things that is different is we've broken our season out into peak days and non-peak days.
Yes.
And so those are represented in green and red on the schedule, so it's very clear. You can see what they are. But generally, a non-peak day is Monday through Thursday, and then a peak day is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then holidays. So the week between Christmas, which really doesn't matter right now because we're into February, but there's still a couple upcoming holidays that fall on a Monday, so those would be a peak day.
Like President's Weekend, which is next weekend.
President's Weekend, there you go. And so the pricing structure is different on a peak day and a non-peak day. But really kind of the big thing we've done is we have passes now, and our passes are a different way to try to really help us understand who is moving in the structure and how they're moving there, kind of when the need is and when the need isn't, so that we can balance, Vail locals per se, East Vail to West Vail folks with folks that are coming from down Valley and the like. So we have, several different types of passes. The one that is probably the most common, that provides a lot of value to locals, is just the Vail, or it's just a local pass.
Right.
So we have a Vail local pass and an Eagle County local pass, and they both provide the same benefits. One's just $25 more than the other. But the big thing that gets you is 2 hours of free parking on non-peak days, and it also gets you free parking from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the mornings.
Which for some people who are up and about first thing in the morning, that is super beneficial. Now, if you go online and you buy a pass, how long does it take for you to acquire it?
It takes 24 to 48 hours. There's a system processing thing. There's some verification of paperwork that needs to happen. No one in Frisco can buy, this local pass, right? So, you do have to upload information that has to be verified, and, don't do it on a Friday because it probably won't happen until, Tuesday. But, there at the beginning of the season, there was a backlog, so it took a little longer, but I know that they've gotten, a lot faster with reviewing and approving things.
Well, now if you get a pass, do you have to go into Vail to get it, or do they mail it to you?
You can actually download it. I have my handy dandy pass. Not everybody can probably see that, but it's just a QR code that I put on my phone.
Right there.
And so I can scan that when I get in. Or, I also have it printed as just a paper copy. But they do have some of those little kind of like name badge plastic things that, you could print it out and stuff that in there just so that you don't, trash it. But, the other thing is that one of the unfortunate byproducts of COVID was it kind of broke our good habit of riding the bus.
Right.
And so a lot of people, it was just very convenient. Cars are convenient.
Right.
But we have an amazing transportation system, one of the best in the country, if not the world. It's free for, if you're in the town of Vail. And, so one byproduct of changing this around and working with the pricing is we've seen bus ridership go up by 33%, which is huge.
Right, which is what you guys wanted.
Yeah, we want people on the bus. That's the bus was built to move people around. So,
and it's like carpooling. It's better for the environment. You guys are working really hard to make your buses more eco-friendly.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Like, it's National Green Week. Save the planet, ride the bus.
Oh my goodness, look at you. Look at you. You have this bright, beautiful blazer, smiling, happy, knowing all the holidays, and Green Week
And
that
Green
I've never
Week.
even heard of.
I read it online this morning, so
All right,
I like it.
good.
And so buses are important.
I agree. Buses are and buses are expensive. So I want to
Right.
make sure that I have a lot of people on the bus.
Right.
They run very frequently. So, it's really a balance between, parking and buses. It's all part of the transportation equation and how do we get people around. The other thing was we were finding that just people weren't using all of the lots that we have. We have Ford Park, we have the soccer field, we have Red Sandstone, we have the Vail Village and Lion's Head, and there was just, there'd be parking on the frontage road when we still had capacity in the parking lots and parking structures. And so, there's some safety concerns that when you have so many people milling around, crossing, the frontage road, coming out of coming out of the structures and buses. And so, there's a lot of different things we're trying to balance, and the guest and local experiences, intertwine through all of that.
Well, and if people want to park at something like Red Sandstone, you guys have a bus that will go there and put you right where you would get out if you were going to the normal parking structure. It's just adding maybe 5 minutes to your time to get to the mountain.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, you can also walk right across the pedestrian bridge right there. But yeah, the Red Sandstone parking structure, for example, I mean, I think it's served by 5 buses.
Wow.
Right? You have both West Vail Red, West Vail Green, Sandstone, Lions Ridge Loop. There's probably another one that I missed. But there's just, kind of when you look at it, there's just a lot of different ways to get from these structures into town. So.
See, and now you guys know that the parking is not this giant crazy mess that everyone made it out to be. You just have to get your pass online.
Yeah, and there, I will admit, we've been working with our software vendor. There's some funky language that at first is a little off-putting, but I think that at one point it said unavailable. Well, it should say, you're not yet approved, right? So just little things like that kind of caused everybody to initially freak out, which it was understandable, So we're working through those kinks, which I think are unfortunately part of any new project rollout. But I think our parking team, our parking attendants have done great. They're some of the nicest, most patient people, and so I really give them a lot of credit for oftentimes just raising the gate to get people. I'd be like, look, we get it.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
we're sorry.
We'll work through this. So.
We're sorry. We're working with you, not against you. We promise.
Yeah, no, they're wonderful people and they're doing a great job.
Now, my final question for you is: if people are interested in attending a town council meeting and seeing the agenda beforehand, because I signed up, I get all the emails that come from you guys. Where can they go to see more information on that, just so they can be involved if they'd like to be?
So all of the agendas are posted on the Town of Vail website. So it's under, I don't even know which link it is, but it's like council meetings and agendas. And so then you kind of go and look and see, we have an afternoon meeting and an evening meeting. Our meetings are always on the first and third Tuesdays of the month. On Instagram, there's a group, there's a page called Vail Sticky, and a lot of times they'll just do a brief little summary of what is going to be on the agenda, and then there'll be a link to the meeting. It has all the PDFs and everything.
Travis, thank you so much for coming in, giving us all this great information, and clearing up the parking confusion.
Yeah, Google Vail Parking Pass. There's a lot of info there, phone numbers, all that stuff. They're happy to help you out and answer any questions, so just give them a call.
Well, thank you again, because I know that there's been a lot of misinterpretation about the parking this year. So it's nice to have it kind of cleared up and give people that understanding that they need.
Hey, happy to help out.
Make sure that if you have not bought your parking pass yet, you do so. All you have to do is Google Vail Parking Pass, and it'll come right up, making it super convenient and right there on your phone. And you can do as Travis does and put that QR code as your background on your phone. That way it's super easy to scan. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to take another look at that local weather forecast. So stay tuned.